Tom, we need to get to our next gig. We're doing this for you and our lovely saga. You take care of things on this side.
Don't screw it up, Tom!
I'd seen it all play out. Like a horror movie I'd been forced to watch. The Dark Presence held all the cards now.
The Andersons are going into the overlap. Well, they're going into the lake, I suppose.
Wait, we need to talk.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, over here.
Hi.
Welcome back, Wake. You are Wake now, right? With the shadow out of you? Some good news, at least. Bad
No
news is,
dialogue?
I
Huh?
haven't seen a situation this fucked since the AWE in Eagle River.
Which one was
The
that?
shadow's now in Alex, and Anderson is gone. We need to figure out how to salvage this.
I'll do anything it takes to fix this, Agent Estevez. I'm the reason this is all happening.
Mm-hmm.
It's never that simple. But I should have put you in a box and shipped you off to a containment facility the second I laid eyes on you. The only question now is, are you able to fix this?
I can try.
Not the most encouraging answer, but it'll work.
Right. What is the situation?
I've never seen an entity break a bureau containment unit like that. And now the Dark Presence is occupying Agent Casey? When it attacked him in the woods, it must have been preparing for this.
And now he has the clicker.
Where is Saga?
Scratch. The Dark Presence inside Casey.
Ah!
Threw Saga into
That's
the
where the
lake.
Andersons
Ends
have
up
gone.
in the dark place. She could be there forever. It took me 13 years to get out. Zane never did.
Tor and Odin went in after her, right? Maybe they'll get her out. With the power of rock and roll.
I saw them when I was trapped there. They performed in my musical.
I'm immediately less optimistic about that.
Scratch will go to Bright Falls and use the clicker to bring about the horrific ending he wrote for Return. But I can still fix this.
How?
How?
Scratch must have the manuscript. If I can read the ending, I can rewrite it. I
Yes,
need to
because
go
we
after
haven't
it.
seen it.
Well, you won't get very far without these. This plan is a real Hail Mary, Wake. I wish I could help, but this is all on you.
Uh-huh.
I got you every kind of weapon we have available.
Which isn't a lot.
Don't fuck it up.
I needed a car. The FBI vehicle would be at the parking lot.
No ammo. Some ammo. Some bits and pieces. Is there still ammo knocking around? Yeah, the whole fight versus Wake and, in fact, the summoning in general was... It's all well and good saying, Saga, we're throwing you a load of ammo and stuff. It's like, but if everything lags every time you open up the inventory and the game opens up the inventory every time you pick something up, it just makes everything an unresponsive mess. I think the performance has got... The only things that I've been able to do to make the performance better are to turn down and turn down and turn down the settings. And I know that some of it is to do with the fact that I've got the camera on and I've got the green screen and I've got OBS running, and all of that takes away from some of the processing power that my computer has. But by gods, the systems, the bits and pieces lagging should not all be tied together with that.
Again, clear-headed for the first time in what felt like a lifetime. I was back exactly where I left. A dark forest outside Bright Falls. A gun in one hand, a flashlight in the other. Haunted by my own writing. Alice taken from me. I knew what I had to do. Stop the horror story from coming true. Stop the dark presence.
But the choice he's going to make will leave him back in the dark presence, back in the dark place, keeping the dark presence there. And phoning himself in the past.
Secret! Overgrown! You were right!
Oh, we don't even have. We've got no map here, so I guess it's just a straight path back to. Yeah, I guess we're just on a straight line. What? Is there even any point trying to fight them? There's not really, is there? It's just a waste of ammunition. We may as well just run. Is this the murder site? Whoa. Fuck's sake. I don't even know how much health I've got because I've got no health bar. Fuck's sake. Oh, and everything cancels the fucking reload. Jesus Christ. I think that's the most irritating thing. The fact that dodging cancels any reload and resets the entire thing. And because they insist on reloading,
The dark presence went into me.
all the bullets at
I was
once.
pulled back here, crossing over and weakened it. Made it dormant. I couldn't remember what had happened, but I could feel it. Getting stronger. Waking up. I thought it was hunting me, closing in. It was inside me the whole time, and then it took over. Turned me into Scratch.
But that still doesn't explain how... Because if he's only just got out, it doesn't explain who or what has been tormenting Alice. But again, maybe that's the story elements. As I said, landing this is going to require some efforts.
I had to get to Bright Falls. See this through to the end.
Yeah.
I brought Saga Anderson into this story to help me escape. She succeeded. It cost her everything. I'd used Alex Casey in my writing for years. The real Casey had been drawn here because of that. Now he was a victim too. Saga, Casey, Alice, all this horror originates from me. It's my fault. Scratch had to be stopped. I've driven down this road before.
Mm-hmm.
Been driving on it forever. If Scratch had brought the dark place here, this would take me back inside.
And he's kind of got nothing left.
10, I dived in. A leap of faith for Alice. With no idea that the cost would be a nightmare worse than death. It had taken me 13 years to get out.
And now he's walking back in again.
Alice was dead. Because of me. And I was gonna make that leap again, this time knowing the cost all too well.
Nice little callback to the Alan Wake 1 logo.
I had brought the dark place here with me. I never had gotten out. Maybe after this I finally could. It was a fool's hope. I had no choice. I had to do it. That didn't make me any less terrified. Fuck it.
Pull those. Uh-oh. Some twisted, nightmarish version of Deerfest. Yeah. Deerfest, Return 8.
This is not what I expected.
Bright Falls, Washington.
The stage fight scene in Departure is one-upped by the absolutely mind-frying Dark Ocean summoning.
Mm-hmm.
Setting the trilogy's exciting conclusion at Deerfest makes Return a genre-bending mixture of fact and fiction.
Mm-hmm. I don't think the ocean summoning does one-up the stage fight in Alan Wake 1. Maybe I would think it did if I'd been able to pay more attention to it, but I was too busy fighting the controls. I just want to enjoy the ending of the game, and I don't think I'm going to if I'm constantly pissing about because the controls are fighting against me.
This motherfucker is a home run!
Language.
Thrilling, moody, and captivating.
Is Rose here?
Shines a light on its author's brilliantly dark mind.
Uh-huh.
I'm Koskela, and welcome to the Koskela Brothers Book Club. This week we will review the highly anticipated new novel by Alan Wake, Return. Return is printed on a firm, high-quality white offset, uncoated paper stock, making every page a true delight to turn in your fingertips. Alan Wake's brilliance is on full display with his choice of a hardcover book jacket made of a premium enamel stock with gloss lamination that is both tasteful and pleasant to the touch. Isn't that right?
No, Yakko.
Wake set a high standard with his previous novels, but I can say without hesitation that Return contains the best and most compelling book description on a back cover that I have
It's not
ever
read
read.
it.
This book blurb is truly riveting and will keep you on the edge of your seat from start to finish. It is accompanied by a tasteful photograph of Alan Wake's home here in Bright Falls. The book weighs 1 pound and 3 ounces. Return is a true masterpiece. I'll give it a perfect score of 5 Alma beers out of 5. How about you?
There you have it. Alan Wake has done it again. This was the Koskela Brothers Book Club. Cheers.
The Koskela Brothers. That's all of their adverts, I guess. We were missing one. That's so sad. Is that Rose? That's not Rose, is it? Can't get through into the back. No, it's not. Oh, that was so sad. The constant...
I needed to get a copy of Return.
The book
I needed to
begins from
read the ending to have a shot at changing it.
Confident move by a veteran author.
I was inside Scratch's ending. A perverse version of reality.
Doesn't seem so bad.
Brainwashed. Everyone and everything revolved around Return, as if it had just been published.
Wake deftly tricks the reader into believing the cult of the tree is the story's antagonist.
A spellbinding tour de force.
Sold out, sold out, sold out, sold out.
Saga and Casey will go down as literature's best law enforcement duo. The Salt Shaker story had me rolling on the floor.
Oh, it's Pat. No.
Begins as a murder mystery, but pulls the rug out from under and turns into an all-out supernatural horror.
Yeah. These two.
The tragedy of
Is our dear author planning something for the future?
on a woman's struggle
But
to
whatever
balance
it
her
is,
personal
I'm
and
on
professional
board.
lives.
Why no love for Barry? Yes.
The old gods of Asgard are back. Wake clearly knows what his fans want to see.
Hi. Norm, why have you not got any clothes on still?
The gut-wrenching ending in which Saga is left to die in the lake is modern horror at its finest.
Oh. So we're going to have to go and rescue her. Stop her from drowning. Well, everything seems to be leading to this. Nope, not getting through there. Alan Wake. Return. Yoink!
I could see the round windows of the writer's room in the photo. That's where I had to go. To rewrite the ending of Return.
Uh-oh.
Sick story, and I love it. A book to die for.
Oh dear.
Shit.
Shit indeed.
Heavy enough to kill a man.
No. Trapped in a loop. Thanks for giving me so much time to react to that, especially considering how long the load times are. Running on an NVMe, of all things.
I could get out through the back.
Yay! Insta-kill sections! All the great world building and story just discarded in favour of shitty gameplay decisions.
I could get out through the back. I had the book now. I could write my ending to Return. I had to get to the writer's room to stop this horror story.
Where is the writer's room?
This was an obsessive, egocentric nightmare, all revolving around a vain monster of a writer and his final divine work of art, the novel Return come true. It wouldn't stop here. It would keep spreading.
Oh yeah, it's the top of the lodge, isn't it? Are we going to get to we're going to get to say hi to Rose? She's going to be pleased to see us. Yes, at the top of the nursing home, which we couldn't get into earlier.
I had to find another way inside.
Yes, clearly. We're going to have to go through the basement, are we? I've got no ammo or anything. I assume we can't go through the wellness center.
Oh. Alice? What was that? Alice was dead. Was this a trap? Or was Scratch torturing me?
But is Alice dead? Because actually, the only indication that we've had that Alice is dead is from Alan's experiences in the Dark Place. Is that something that Scratch has written into the story to provide to kind of emotionally cripple Alan? Should have thought of that before, really, but we're going to run into Rose here, aren't we? Yeah, I mean, this could be a trap. Everything is so wibbly. Oh, game saved. One. Yeah, we're being railroaded here. That's fine. We've got no weapons or anything.
Shit! Scratch!
Oh! No, not that way.
Fuck!
Hold the torch still, Alan. I can't see where I'm going.
Got the fuck up!
Oh.
Fuck!
Get your butt in here, Alan.
Mouse!
Here.
Hi!
We're safe in the light, Alan. For now. But he's very pushy.
Rose, right? From the diner. How are you here?
I'm here to save you.
Oh, is it Scratch
silly?
that's been feeding us stuff?
I got your instructions. I found every hidden message you left for me. In the radio, in the wind, in the forums on my Alan Wake fan site.
What? No, Rose, I haven't been leaving you any messages.
Oh, I get it. Yes, Alan, only a crazy person would think you've been leaving them secret messages. Wink. But now you need to get your butt upstairs, Alan. This shit won't right itself, no matter what William Shakespeare said.
Right. Thank you, Rose. I'll do what I can.
William Shakespeare never said this shit won't right itself.
Upstairs. The writer's room must be in the attic.
Yes, it is.
That's where the windows were.
And all the other doors are locked, so...
We'll loop around and come together, Tom.
Hi, Artie.
I have put everything ready for the visitors. I'll come to wash the floor of your room next. All you need is water and Villeda.
What is Villeda?
Water is the oldest palm. Water finds its way. What water brings, it takes away. It can be clean or dirty. It can give life or drown it.
Ahti. I didn't expect to see you here, but it makes sense. Can you help me find my way? One last time.
Now there's a devil in the fish trap. Don't be spooked by it so that shit won't start beating your underpants.
Thanks.
Okay. I'll get the door open for you, Tom. There you go. The matter is a stake.
Yes.
Now comes the end of the rhyme.
Thank you, Ahti.
And here we go again. Writer's room. New scene.
I needed to write the ending. I only had one chance to get this right.
Well, it's a good job we have a plot board, isn't it?
I needed an ending that took everything already in return and extended it into a conclusion that would save us. Only the perfect ending would work.
Celebration reaching everybody forever. Yeah, but we've got no elements. We need to read the manuscript.
Return's ending was an eternal Deerfest that would keep spreading. Given time, Scratch would plunge the world into his nightmare. I had to stop that from happening. I had to write one more chapter for Return. A perfect ending that would save us all. I was the only one who could write it. Everything depended on this. On me. Any second now, Scratch would burst through that door to stop me. Every plot thread dangled in my brain. It suddenly felt impossible. Something stirred in the room, coming to me. An idea.
Horror story.
The ending has to fit the genre if it's going to work. In a horror story, there's only victims and monsters. If there is Arrow, they will ultimately pay a heavy price.
I won't let the horror story take Logan and Casey. They were dragged into this. They need to survive. Non-negotiable.
Not just them. We need to try to save everyone.
The ending will have to be dark no matter what. The more people we save, the greater the cost.
Yeah.
And the hero must pay the price.
The scales always need to balance.
The question, though, is, I mean, ultimately, Alan's got to be the one to be the hero, isn't it? You know, Saga might be resolved because she knows she's been written into the story as the hero, but it's Alan's game.
Something felt different. I'd never seen myself in a vision before, but it fit. Saga and I were both at the center of this story. She was now my co-author. This was the beginning of the end. We were characters in a horror story, charging blindly.
Are we going to swap over to Saga here in the dark
place? We have
place?
everything we needed. This would not work without the clicker.
We are. Fortunately, there's a mop and bucket in the corner. End of chapter. Deerfest. I think the insta-kill stabby bits were utterly unnecessary there. But I liked the weirdness of Scratch's version of Deerfest. The constant brightness, and it's just so out of character for the game. And it's weird because the game looks kind of odd in light that bright, which is of course the point. It reminds me of, you know, some of the stuff that we saw in American Nightmare. I think we're on to the last chapter, aren't we now? I think this is the very last one. The way that was worded, I think, is all to give us hope that that entire chapter, the presence of Alice, what Wake said then, I think are both designed to give us hope that there could be, if not a happy ending, but a less tragic ending than Alan being stuck in the dark place once again. I'm actually really looking forward to listening to these chapter ending songs, because I haven't been. I've been catching bits of them as I've been talking. I don't want to harp on about my grievances with the game, because I think my frustrations have probably been fairly evident as I've gone through. It'll be interesting to watch back this ending point of no return stuff, because I think a lot of the issues that I've had throughout the game that have been kind of minor have all kind of bubbled and wrapped together in this final section that has been much more arguably combat focused. You know, And that is where the game has been at its absolute weakest, in my opinion. Arguably, and this is going to sound really odd, but arguably the combat for me in Alan Wake 2 is weaker than in Alan Wake 1. Despite the improved aiming controls. And it's not because it's more survival horror. I think it's just because it doesn't control very well. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed. Hope you've not got too pissed off with my complaining. And I recognise that I have done a fair chunk of complaining, but it is only because I wanted the game to be perfect. Because I have such fond memories of Alan Wake and American Nightmare and Control and Quantum Break. I wanted... You know, the story's been excellent. The story has been excellent. Music has been excellent. Sound design has been excellent. Voice acting has been excellent. But the combat has not. The combat is a step back from Control. Admittedly, Control was much more of an action game. And this is more of a survival horror game. But I don't really think it's a very good survival horror experience. In these sections at the end where they've just thrown waves of enemy at you, when you've been able to run away and get into a safe zone, that's been fine. That's been fine. But when you are stuck in an arena, that's where everything has fallen apart. That I think that's fair to say. You know, it's not so much the combat throughout most of the game. It's the combat when you haven't got the time and the space, such as the stuff on the beach and the summoning. That is what I think started off with the sense of frustration. And then the scratch fight was just... When I was playing Dead Space 3, there's that section in Dead Space 3 where you have to use the electromagnetic harpoons thingies up on the icy mountain to skewer the necromorph that's following you. And in my playthrough of it, my first ever playthrough, which I did at the start of this year, I completely missed the one single line of dialogue that was given because I was talking at the time, typically. I missed the one line of dialogue and in the end spent 10 minutes running around, you know, trying to kill this thing and failing miserably. That line of dialogue was right at the start of the encounter. So on the second attempt, after the 10 minutes of running around like a complete moron, on the second attempt, I heard the line straight away, went straight to what I needed to do, and ended the fight within 30 seconds. Now, I could have done with, you know, in the scratch fight, 30 to 60 seconds of running around being chased, I think would have been okay. But I think Saga's voice lines about what we actually needed to do, excuse me, I think the Saga's voice lines about what we actually needed to do took too long to kick in. And that's kind of par for the course with the big combat heavy sections at the end. You know, the inventory, the reloading, even the dialogue designed to help you out have just taken a little bit too long to kick in. And that has caused a level of frustration that I hadn't felt anywhere else in the game. And when you are coming to a thrilling narrative conclusion to your game, I feel like everything needs to be on point in order to not degrade the experience. And unfortunately, from the heights of We Sing, the musical, where there was a little bit of combat towards the end, I was able to spend time enjoying that and experiencing that. Versus the summoning on the beach, where I couldn't tell you most of what was going on in the background because I was too busy trying to reload guns and dodging out of the way, and dodging cancels your reload. And if you're injured, you need to try and find somewhere to get to safety so you've got time to sit down and use one of the med kits. But you can't do that because you're being constantly hampered by axes being thrown at you. I just don't think it was very well designed, frankly. I think it was more of a fight that actually would have been at home in Control, where Jesse has the tools to deal with that. Alan doesn't. Let me know down below thoughts. Is it just me? Is this just the ranting of a grumpy old man? Could be. Thanks for watching anyway. I appreciate it. Hit the like button if you've enjoyed the video. Subscribe for more. I think we're into the next bit. The last bit. Intrigued as to how this is going to end. I've got my suspicions. I've got my theories. I love happy endings. But as a writer of dark fantasy and horror, I know the rules of how this is likely to go down. We'll see whether it's we'll see whether Alan breaks the rules. Because that's the whole point about good writers. This is going to be another writer tangent right at the end. Sorry, I was going to say goodbye, wasn't I? There are a lot of rules for genres, tropes, things that we expect to see. We've just heard several of them from Alan. You know, it's got to be dark, it's got to be balanced, and so on and so forth. If you don't have that balance, and I've spoken about balance and logical and narrative consistency earlier on in the playthrough, if you don't have that, sometimes things can feel rushed or anticlimactic, or there's no payoff, or it's unearned, and so on and so forth. But equally, good writers know the rules so that they can break them. And whilst we've got that phone call from future Alan to past Alan saying you're going to stay here, you're not going anywhere, and that's obvious foreshadow for where this is leading. You know, Alan's staying in the dark place so that Saga can get out, so, you know, he's the hero keeping the dark presence in check. Just because we've got that foreshadowing doesn't mean it can't be broken. The rules can't be broken at the end. I don't think they will. I think that foreshadowing will stick, even if it's spoilery. It's a little bit too obvious, I would argue. Now, I want to know what happens to Tim. I want to know what happens to Zane. They're still there. Are we going to find out? Let's find out. Cheerio. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, why not click the like button and consider subscribing. Remember, you can ring the bell notification icon to get notified when new videos go live. And until next time, cheerio.